In spring of 2001, in September of 2001, I was going to my sophomore year of college in New York City. I was a very good boy, and I was a virgin. I know it's hard to believe after I've run rampant through the East Coast for the last 10 years, wreaking havoc, but yes, I was a very, very good boy. Unfortunately, the only work-study job I could find at my school was in the sexual health education office. And it seemed like a nice enough job. They paid me well, and they just wanted me to be their office assistant, which I didn't quite understand what that meant. This organization is called Alice, and if you've ever been to the website, go ask Alice. It answers sexual health education questions, you know, like, what is chlamydia, or like, how do I masturbate? Like, these things were like, this is what they talked about in the office every day. And it was a very sex-positive work environment, and I was very sex-negative at that point in my life. I had no interest in talking about sex. They had these posters up that said, like, those taboo words like hard and ecstasy and vulva, and I had no interest in any of those things. Some of those things I still don't have any interest in. Just not to overshare. But yeah, they were very sex positive. I of course had never had sex. I wasn't interested in talking about sex. I didn't believe people should have sex. I didn't think my parents had ever had sex. I hadn't watched pornography, and I had never touched myself with any sort of conviction. So I didn't really know what I was doing there. My job was twofold. My first job was bulletin boards. There were a couple bulletin boards outside the office, and my job was to decorate them because I had a skill at aesthetics. The office manager, this woman Ruth, who's Dominican, and had this really thick accent, which I may attempt in a minute, I may not, I can't decide. She was like, she had this crazy idea. She's like, what I want you to do is I want you to do something sexy, like about gonorrhea. Like, well, make it sexy, you know, like gonorrhea. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just putting posters up about gonorrhea. Like, they really wanted to encourage dialogue, and I really wanted to have nothing to do with it. The second part of my job was condoms. Nothing but condoms. Like, I was the guy who took condoms to every dorm, to all the RAs. I was really popular. This like skinny little virgin going across campus with a hand truck full of condoms. And Ruth loved condoms. Ruth couldn't get enough of condoms. She would come in with a catalog and some samples and be like, sit down. Okay, you'll take this, open it up and taste. And we had to like, she's like, what is that? Banana, is that good? No, banana no good. Alright, strawberry? Yes. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's like cake. So like I'm just sitting there like tasting these flavored condoms and like flavored dental dams, like this delicious, amazing experience for me. Of course, it was September 2001, so after September 11th, she came in a couple weeks later with a huge box of red, white, and blue condoms. She's like, this is going to help us recover. I really liked the job, I guess. I liked the work environment, but I just really felt like I was doing something bad. Like, I would go onto the websites for like Durex and Trojan, and like, it was my job to figure, to compare different like tensile strength, and like, first of all, let me just tell you, if anyone tells you that like they need a Magnum, like chances are they don't. Like, condoms can hold a lot. I'm just saying this, so now you know. I'm just saying, like, condoms are really, like, they can hold a lot. And it was my job to like fill these condoms with a lot of like stuff, water and stuff. Anyway. But as the semester went on, I became more and more sex positive, I guess, and I would like bring stuff home and show it to my roommates and stuff it away. And so the first time I had company over, I thought, oh, well, this is a great opportunity. And like, so like I pulled out this like huge box of like condoms, like dumping them on the ground. I'm like, what are we using? What are we doing? Do you want to use a dental dam? And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? So I don't know. I had a lot of shitty jobs after that. I left that job after that semester, and I dropped out of school and I went to work in Baltimore at the Ripe Ducks, like we have here. And there was only one rule. The rule was ABQ, always be quacking. And if you weren't quacking, like this woman Judith, who was like an angry Smith graduate who just wanted to write short stories, would come down and she would get in your fucking face, like, why aren't you quacking? And I would think to myself, like, I left like Columbia and all that great stuff, and all I really want to do, in this sweltering Baltimore heat, wearing a duck costume and quacking, all I really want to do is just be sitting around a table, licking a condom and talking about gonorrhea.